So, in the recent update with Operation Plague Star, we got new Exodias for Zaws, and as many of you may have seen, you may have seen the complete insanity that was Covert Lethality on Epidemic, which was fun while it lasted, but I'm going to be taking a look at the other Exodia, Exodia Contagion, which to a lot of people might seem underpowered, but if built correctly is very powerful. So, first off, I'm gonna show you my build. The most important mod here is gonna be Covert Lethality. Now, Covert Lethality has a very weird interaction with the Contagion projectile. It's not applying lethal damage, but it seems to be multiplying the damage by, like, a shit ton. And it's not like the 100 extra damage is just like, oh, I'm doing a couple hundred more damage, maybe 1,000 extra. I'm talking the difference between having Covert Lethality and not having Covert Lethality is the difference between, 10 to 20,000 damage. And this is not, we're not talking about blinded enemies here, we're talking about completely normal enemies, so. We have radiation damage built on this thing. I find, in general, that it's best to build for faction-based damage because, well, you're mostly either going to be proccing impact or viral, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. So we're just going to go ahead and spawn in some level 140 Corrupt Bombards. I can't do 150, not high enough anymore, but I had to spawn these in, and we're going to do two different tests here. We're going to do non-long range and then long range. The reason we're doing that is because this Exodia gains 400% bonus damage when you're 30, or when you throw it over 30 meters. Now, I don't have this thing maxed out, so it's only doing 300% damage. So take what I'm showing you with a grain of salt, because it's not 100% accurate. As you can see, it's not super great. I mean, that's a lot of damage, do not get me wrong, but I could have killed them with this dagger in the first place by itself. Right? But if we go ahead and spawn these guys back in, and then get up on this pillar so we're 30 meters away, it starts to become a much different story. And they're dead. Pretty good. Pretty good, especially for something that's not super expensive. It does take some time to get, but for those of you who don't know, this actually throws a copy of your weapon. It seems to be it seems to throw the exact same stats, basically. It seems to do a little less damage. I'm not really sure how the damage multiplication works, or if it multiplies damage at all, but anyway, we're gonna go ahead and spawn these guys back in, and we're gonna do the blind tests the same way, one up close and one far away. Obviously, we're gonna be doing a lot more damage. Remember, this is up close. Yeah, it's very good. And then I'm sure you can guess what happens when we get a small distance away. Yeah, it's pretty good. And it gets a little more ridiculous when you start killing trash mobs. Remember, these guys are corrupted. Right, you're not generally gonna be fighting corrupted. You're mostly gonna be fighting Grenier, and at that, they're gonna be at max level 100 Grenier. Generally, what you're gonna be fighting is level 60 Grenier. It's pretty good, especially because you can spam it. And if you do like frames like Excalibur or Rhino, Chroma makes this especially ridiculous. Yeah, you can have some fun times. I've been using this Exodia and Plaguestar, and it's very good for mopping up those crowds of infested. And it's also very good for nuking bosses. Some bosses, at least. You can actually one-shot level 100 forward with this, with like an Octavia. It's very good. So that was a little overview and insight into these Zaws. There is a higher DPS Zaw that you can get, or just a higher damage Zaw that you can build around this, but I prefer to have higher attack speed because it makes the thing fly faster and makes it go further. So I hope you guys enjoy this, because it seems like it's a little, I don't think it's broken, I just think it's not working as intended. But at the same time, I wouldn't say it's overpowered, considering we have Maiming Strike. So, DE, please don't fix.